forgot which one's the next one is. The next one's either like right after the heist or right before.
You didn't
What
get the
was
day
it? Three
before
weeks
yet,
before?
or the
Nah,
3 week?
yeah,
Oh,
that's yeah.
Okay.
Okay, there are 3 weeks before and the
there's
day
3 weeks
before.
and day before, I
I
think.
think okay. I think the next one's 3 weeks before because we haven't got the day before
Yeah.
yet. Yeah,
Oh,
shit. What
oh, so
you
you
say?
fucking with it? You fucking with it?
Yeah, it's pretty good.
So,
Or dude, or yeah, black
Yeah,
dude's
yeah,
a good
he's
actor. So I feel like
Giancarlo something.
yeah, but yeah, it's cool. It's I don't know how it's about to end. That's the thing too. I want to see
Yeah,
how
yeah,
they're just
yeah,
like how they're about to be. And it's cool that like how or watching every episode and seeing, oh yeah, these all work as a first episode kind of like
yeah.
yeah. Now
cool.
the concept itself is really. I feel like that's the thing. I feel like the first
That's
three or
why,
four you
yeah.
watch it, like the concept's like, oh shit, this is really cool because you can see how all of these could feel like the start or how they all. And then I feel
Yeah,
like I don't know what it was. Wow, I feel like the closer you get to the heist, the more it's kind of like, like I feel like that's why I'm
yeah,
kind of nervous to see the heist because I feel like the stuff that's like a long time before and a like kind of a decent chunk after is pretty interesting. But I'm kind of
yeah,
nervous about the stuff that's close to the heist actually.
yeah. Mhm.
Yeah, I feel like I got excited about the concept. It was really. I feel like they have one or two episodes that I feel like stand out above, kind of like they just felt like movies, kind of felt more like movies, kind of. But it
Hmm.
made me feel like this was gonna be like a puzzle, like a movie puzzle, kind of like that shit, kind of. Yeah, I concept, yeah, I need to finish it. I feel like the concept and ideas this is strong enough for me to do make my head spin with other. It's like, oh yeah, this is a million different ways doing TV's just gonna get weird. I feel like well, this won't be the first. I think the last person to try to
Yeah,
tell a story with a
I
chronological
would
story
agree.
out
Yeah.
of order. I guess
Yeah.
not that it's ever probably not ever been done before. I feel like it's just kind of like conceptually kind of in your
Hmm.
face and like doing in something new. But uh, Jordan, I gave up on Manifest. I probably need to go back, but you watch Fringe.
Okay, that shit. We tried to go back to the
I
last
couldn't do
season.
it.
Just
Yeah. See, I was saying, I'm like,
I don't
I was
know.
so.
Just
You should watch, bro. I started Fringe, so I looked up. It said Lost, um, Manifest, and then The Expanse were like the other three shows. But when I was on Reddit and everything, everybody who watched Fringe, everybody who liked Fringe said Fringe is the best show,
yeah,
like front to back. It has the
yeah,
best payoff. That's what I was kind of looking for. That's what I was worried about. Manifest and stuff. The same thing with
yeah,
Lost. Like it's like real time. Like with Lost is like, oh, this shit's not gonna pay off. Everyone says it's not gonna pay off. And like, oh, it don't really
yeah,
pay off like that. And then Manifest, I felt like I was like, I can't know if I'm gonna keep watching this show because if I do, it's probably gonna be really good. But if I don't, I'm gonna be mad or like. But Fringe
yeah,
feels like all right. It seems like everybody who got to the end of it starts like 07, 08. So it's like kind of weird too. Like funny,
yeah,
the time is hilarious. I guess kind of like perfectly dated to watch now. Like where it's
yeah.
funny, kind of old to watch. But yeah,
Hmm.
no, it runs through, and I feel like uh yeah, what does it run through like 12, 13, 2012, 13? Everyone says it
Yeah,
kind of has a good ending and kind of good like the explanation kind of worth it. Like
yeah,
same thing starts on a plane, starts on an airplane with like a weird airplane attack, and it has
yeah.
they go out to find a fringe scientist who does like a bunch of like psycho stuff who's in a mental institution, and then like they
Yeah.
pull him out, and it's pretty much him and his son working with the FBI to try to figure out working with one
Hmm.
FBI agent to figure out like what they're aliens or whatever's behind like the big company, like whatever, like what the hell's going on with
Yeah.
all the weird paranormal like supernatural like occurrences. But
Huh.
it's Lieutenant Daniels right at the end of the wire. So right after
Oh,
the wire,
Daniels. Oh
Daniels,
shit.
he's like he's
Yeah.
the main captain. It's just,
Oh, yeah.
I
Okay.
thought he was just gonna be in a little bit, but like he's in like every episode. But
Yeah.
I think it was probably like first thing he did after the wire though.
Oh shit. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Probably start to
it
see
might
it.
be
Man, I
what.
can't do this. I feel like to finish Manifest, I would have to go back and watch, and I just have no drive. We have no drive to
That's
really go back. It's just I don't know. Watch that. I don't even know why. Because like Blacklist is a whole different type of show. But like right
yeah,
after Manifest, Blacklist was like hella fast paced. So it's like
Hmm.
yeah.
going back to a slow. It was just like, ooh, and the
There's a
acting
lot.
too is
Yeah,
just
yeah.
yeah. I
That's what I
can't
say.
do
I feel like Fringes is like probably I was at probably I feel like it's it has enough of it's HBO. I feel like it feels a little bit like The Wire, so it's the mix between I feel like a TNT like TBS show, like kind of like
Yeah.
almost, but also like it's
Hmm.
HBO, so it feels like
Hmm.
but yeah, so it feels like The Wire, and then everything's in there, like all the detail, like you get the full episode, but I feel like it moves fast, like the shows that come on after, like the cold case
Yeah.
shows on TNT. Like, all right, there's going to
Yeah.
be something weird that happens in this episode. The weird doctor is going to try to figure it out. The blonde
Yeah.
FBI lady's going through her own shit, and trying to figure out what's up with the case. And Lieutenant Daniels is not telling her what's going, like not actually telling her the truth. And it's just like every episode kind of just like it's giving you a little bit more and more as you go. Like it feels kind of like 30-minute, even though it's not. But then it feels HBO.
Like, it's longer than 30, or how long?
It's it's HBO. It's an hour.
Oh,
I was saying. I'm very surprised though. I was like, it feels, they go especially after watching The Wire. When me and Mike watch, like it goes way fast. It feels way faster. It was a way faster hour than The Wire is, because I feel like it's just more. It's not more just. I feel like they get the explosion and like the action kind of in there every episode too. So it's like moves kind of with a different kind of pace. But it was good. It's kind of funny too. I feel like the scientist and the what was telling Mike Ryan that the scientist and the son remind me of Rick and Morty a little bit, like kind of like Bizarro pre Rick and Morty, because he's just like a genius who nobody understands what he's saying, and he's just like kind of trying to get high all the time. Like he's putting little jokes in there of him just making his own drugs and shit, and starts like putting weird shit together to fuck with his brain. Like he's doing all his experiments with psychedelics and shit like that. And then his son, and then like his son is just so they brought his son in to translate because they couldn't get him out the middle institute without his son. It's like his son's like knows science stuff, but like not as much as his dad. He just knows his dad's a kook. Like it's like a little bit of Rick and Morty. He just be asking for shit and just like it's funny.
Last thing we gotta watch it. What's it called? We gotta watch Big Fat Liar. I'm like, we gotta watch that shit.
Yeah, you watch it again?
I don't know why I was just thinking of that shit like for 2 days, and I was probably like that shit. I was just like looking for clips, but it's hard to like. I know it's like the white, or what's the white dude's name? That's what it was. He popped up inside Samuel Jackson. Yeah. He was inside the what was the movie called? Samuel L. Jackson. He plays like a cop. They try to frame him. It's from the 90s. It was pretty good actually, but hold on.
Like which one is it? Like I've seen the cover before.
The Negotiator.
The Negotiator. Yeah, that shit. He was in The Negotiator, just like as one of the hostages. Niggas was hilarious. I was like, that's a nigga from Big Fat Liar. And then I just started to whatever clips I can find. I was like, oh, this nigga was hilarious. This whole movie.
I feel like the over eccentric white. I don't know. They're even just the white dudes. I feel like it's kind of just the Drake and Josh era too. As kids, like, oh yeah, just something about like. This is just the branch off, I guess. It's like the 90s, it was niggas, it was Martin Keene and Kel. Early 2000s to mid 2000s, it just started to be like, I feel like that dude kind of, it was all the way to Sweet Life of Zack. I feel like some of the Mr. Mosby and the bellhop, not the bellhop, the white guy. Who was the white guy?
Arwen.
Roberto. I mean, really, Arwen.
Yeah.
It was like that type of just like I was like, oh, just kind of like over the top, but not over the top in like a stupid way at all. Just like like actually this person's usually saying something, like saying a lot of words, I guess. Or like you pay attention, like get a laugh off. Probably Perry. I feel like Perry might be like the Perry from Scrubs. It's kind of like the kind of the original, or like the kind of like the God prototype. Like that's a good one. I think I was thinking of something else.
That'd be a good one. We could try it live. That'd be funny just to try it live rewatch and just go like that would be pretty funny. Yeah, that one is just Giamatti's hilarious, and that there's so many levels to that movie.
Paul Giamatti.
The whole Urkel thing that he's doing with
the Urkel. That's shit I forgot. Like I knew like just the Urkel line always in my head, or it's like my name's just live like I forgot he was like doing the whole movie because it's like this nigga's a cop, his partner's a chicken, and they like just keep flashing the scene. Nigga walks off, man. It's like I can't make this work.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one for a rewatch. We should try that out. Do want to say just real quick because I am going to probably post this video because this was good. But rest in peace, Lance Reddick, Lieutenant Daniels from The Wire. Man, lost him a month or so ago. Had a lot of movies, video games, like in a whole bunch of shit. Like he pops up a lot. So rest in peace to that man. Great actor, great talent. So that was good with a little TV talk. We might do more of that. That was funny, y'all.
Southside is the greatest show on television. HBO, bring it back. Bring it back.
You mean Max?
Oh, Jesus. They don't even know what to call themselves. And they canceling shows that have identities. They don't have one themselves.
That's a good place to end. Oh man! All right. I thought you was about to say "White Man Can't Jump" for a second. It was much better.
Oh, who me?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
know if I
know,
can do it.
man.
They said Vince was solid. Somebody I've seen a couple people say Vince
Oh yeah,
was
Paul said
solid.
Vince is
Yeah,
solid.
it's funny. Paul said right after I read somebody on Twitter say he was solid, but
Yeah, his
yeah,
chops up.
it's tough. It's tough.
That was man. It's just too
Yeah,
much.
yeah, you know, that's how it goes.
I can stay away from that one.
Have y'all seen the first one?
Yeah.
Yeah, a long time. That's I don't, and I feel like I don't even remember the first one enough to
Go back.
even
Yeah,
like compare it. So I'm just gonna be looking at it, or
yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah, it's
Kind
not
of
gonna
cheesy
hit like
movie,
it even
but
could. Yeah.
yeah,
yeah. Nah,
You know, I
so-
feel like some movies I just have the TV version. I feel like I don't have the real version. Like I just have like the one that came on TV. You know, like them shit used to be cut up like crazy,
yeah,
or just when it would come on. Like I would just catch it. You know, catch it when it would be on. Like White Man, I feel like that's definitely White Man Can't Jump is definitely one of them. I feel like there was a couple other just 2000s like PG-13 R-rated movies that I saw on TV but never actually in theaters or sat down and watched like in full on purpose. You know, like saw a good amount of
It's a
Zoolander. I saw a lot of
Yeah,
I saw a good amount of
Zoolander.
Zoolander multiple times, but I've never seen that movie like front to back.
Nah, it's really a weird thing we lost. Even though like a lot of people have done the YouTube TV and the Hulu now just for sports, and it's like so it's still an option. Like you can go throw on like TNT or FX and watch all these like movies. Not these, but like watch movies still. But it's kind of the thing that's lost. Like we used to just watch.
Yeah.
Used to watch a lot of movies just on cable with commercial breaks. Is how we watched a lot of shit, and it's just not necessarily a thing anymore. And I feel like because streaming gives you the decision, and the decision makes it sometimes. A lot of times it's easier just what's on. I'm gonna put on what's on. What do I like that song versus like having to pick from the hundreds, if not thousands, of things you could be watching on streaming. Actually,
It's easier. I'm flipped now. I mean, that is the easiest thing in the world when you just go hit that live. When I go hit the live, it's not even hard because I feel like the intercable was like 400 channels, 500 channels, 1,000 channels, 2,000 channels, and then we got the streaming. It was like they got 6, 7 shows that I just really like. But like, yeah, I feel like that nowadays cable we got the Hulu. Like, yeah, like, I don't even know how many channels are on there, but it can be more than like 25, 30, whatever we got. And it's just like quick scroll through, see if Frasier on, see if a weird movie on, throw it on before bed, and just like that's probably the quick. I never make that quicker decision on Netflix, HBO, or Hulu. I feel like even when I know what I want to watch, right when I'm about to click it, I got to go to 3 different apps just to double check to make sure this is what I want to watch. Start something, get off, switch, go back to another app. Like I'm just accepting it now that I'm just gonna start things, go to YouTube, and then come back to things. Like it's just a good way to do things. Like,